Now, to close the case for the proposition, it brings me great pleasure to invite on to the dispatch boxes Pakistani journalist, author and columnist Hamidmir.
Thank you, Mr. President. I respect the opinion of the opposition, but I very humbly don't agree with them. As you all know that the British Raj in South Asia formally ended with the division of subcontinent in 1947. But structures of power, some colonial laws, and colonial governance outlived the British Raj. There is a link between the colonial past and the post-colonial ground realities. So I am a journalist, and I would like to see the British Raj from every angle, positive as well as negative, and I will make my arguments very, very simple. Cricket is the most popular game in Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh. And it was introduced in our region by the British Raj. And it is one of the most sweetest legacies, the good legacies of the British Raj in our region. We love play cricket, we love to watch cricket. And we also love to sip Darjeeling tea. It is also a good legacy of the British Raj. The English language also came to South Asia and subcontinent with the British Raj. And this language is still a symbol of power and prestige, not only in Pakistan and India, but all over the South Asia. But I will focus on Pakistan. According to the Article 251 of the Constitution of Pakistan, Urdu is the official language of Pakistan. But it never became an official language of Pakistan. So in 2015, 7 years ago, the Supreme Court of Pakistan directed the government to adopt Urdu as the official language of Pakistan. But even the Supreme Court of Pakistan failed to adopt Urdu as the official language of the court. And after 7 years of their own verdict, they are still writing their decisions in English language because the Pakistani courts, they practice English law, which is written in English language. So the Supreme Court of Pakistan is violating its own order. The Supreme Court of Pakistan is violating its own order because this English language is very strong in Pakistan, and the supremacy of English in Pakistan is an evidence that the British Raj lives on. I love cricket, and I often speak English to communicate with the English-speaking world, and I also sip the Darjeeling tea. I like it very much. And many Pakistani and Indian students, they can come to Oxford, they can go to Harvard because they can speak and write English. You see, many people think that cricket, English, and Darjeeling tea, they are good legacies of English Raj. And when I speak English, and when I play cricket, and when I sip Darjeeling tea, I don't feel that I am still being ruled by the British Raj. But when old colonial laws are being used to silence my voice in Pakistan or India, I think that I am still a slave of British Raj. It is important to find a link between the old colonial laws and the current laws in Pakistan or India. This is very important. Mr. Mukherjee and Mr. Israr, they threw some light on this issue, but I will explain. British Raj imposed many laws in South Asia to establish the rule of law. But actually, they never wanted to establish rule of law. They wanted to rule by law. They wanted to use some laws as a weapon to silence the voices of the local population. I can mention many laws which were mentioned by Israr. I can tell you that the Contract Act 1872, the Court Fee Act 1870, the Oath Act 1873, Electricity Act 1910, the Explosive Act 1884 are still applicable in Pakistan, including one law which was mentioned by Mr. Mukherjee, the Civil Procedure Code of 1860. It is 1861 in India, but it is 1860 in Pakistan. So Pakistan was created in 1947, but its CRPC code is still 1860. The tag of 1816 is still being used. So now I will give you some interesting examples of some sections of these old colonial laws. Section 144 of the Criminal Procedure Code in 1860, which gave power to the administration or the government to deny the right of assembly, that more than 4 people cannot gather at one place. So this law was introduced in 1860, Section 144. This Section 144 is still being used in Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh. The same tag, 144. And this Section 144 became very infamous. I will not use the word famous. Infamous in 1909 in Jallianwala Bagh, Amritsar, because General Dyer imposed Section 144 and he denied the right of assembly. He wanted to stop a political rally. When the local people, they organized a peaceful rally and they defied Section 144, he ordered British troops to open fire on the peaceful protesters, and hundreds of people were killed there. And this Section 144 was used against the former Prime Minister Imran Khan, a former student of the Oxford University. Just last week, he was booked in more than 16 cases in Islamabad for violating Section 144 and some other sections. So the ghost of General Dyer is still ruling Pakistan and India. The ghost. Now there is another section, the sedition law, which was mentioned by Mr. Mukherjee. What is the tag? 124A. So Section 124A of Pakistan Penal Code 1860 is another example of the legacy of British Raj. And the British Raj used 124A against many politicians and journalists and political activists before 1947. And after 1947, this 124A is being used in India and also in Pakistan. The United Kingdom, they abolished their own sedition law in 2010. But 124A is still active in Pakistan and India. And the founder of India, Mr. Gandhi, he was also tried under 124A. Founder of Pakistan, Mr. Muhammad Ali Jinnah, he opposed Section 124A. But unfortunately, the rulers of Pakistan and India feel no shame in using this colonial law to deny the human rights of their own countrymen. I am also one of those individuals accused of sedition merely because I delivered a speech against censorship and I delivered a speech against attacks on journalists. So the 6 applications against me were filed under this Section 124A in different cities of Pakistan. I am an Indian agent in Pakistan for those who think that why I raise voice against the violation of human rights in Balochistan, and I am a Pakistani agent in India for those who think that why I raise voice against the violation of human rights in Kashmir. So it will be and I also would like to mention that Mr. Shashi Tharoor, his name was mentioned here again and again. He was also booked in a sedition case last year along with 6 other journalists. And a Kashmiri journalist, Fahad Shah, he is also behind the bars. because he wrote something which was disliked by the government. A Pakistani parliamentarian, Ali Wazir, Israr said, mention his name. Ali Wazir is an elected parliamentarian and he is behind the bar since 2020, since last 2 years, because of his speech against the interference of army in politics, and he's behind the bars. He's an elected parliamentarian and facing the same law. So in the end, I would like to mention a famous poet of Pakistan, Mr. Faiz Ahmad Faiz. He also faced Section 124 in 1951. And when he was in the solitary confinement, he wrote, "My pen and tablet, all that I had, taken away from me. But what's there to grieve for? For I have dipped my fingers in my heart's blood. So what if my lips have been sealed? I have now put a tongue in each and every link of chain." So the chain of British Raj is not broken yet. Ali Wazir is still facing Section 124A, and Fahad Shah is behind the bars under Section 124A, unless we don't break the chains of British Raj in Pakistan and India. British Raj lives on. Thank you.